how can data be used to forecast data such as Nielsen data or GfK data. The main feature of these kind of data is that they have time series data over a period of time. The advantage is that you can use data from the history or from past sales or so to predict what is going to happen in the future. That's like the simplest form of prediction or forecasting, where you just use the past history to predict the future. But then that's not very useful because sometimes history do not repeat itself. And then so you have to understand what's the underlying process or the phenomenon that's driving the sales or whatever dependent variable that you're having. So in order to understand that, you need to collect, you need to get more data or have a model in which you have the independent variables as the variables that is capturing the phenomenon. So you have to really understand what's the underlying process behind what's driving sales. So that's kind of the main purpose of like a causal forecasting method. So if you have aggregate data, then what people generally do is they have a regression kind of model, and then they fit it, and then they use the parameters from the model to forecast sales for the future periods. And if they have individual level data, then we have to make sure that it's a representative sample. And then once you have that, then you have a choice model. You fit the choice model to aggregate it up to the market share, and then you can forecast to find out what kind of sales you will get in the future. In the past, the problem was that you couldn't store a large amount of data, or you don't have a lot of computing power with older computers and all. So typically marketers used to have survey data because they didn't have a lot of like point of sale kind of techniques where you cannot record consumers' transaction history. But now you have the technological advances of storing like terabytes of data, and then you can compute like you can analyze models like in a second. For the reasons of computing power and hard disk capacities, the technologies have become much better, and so also the marketing tools have become much better. So nowadays, the companies are using much more quantitative advanced techniques rather than earlier they used to use more like conjoint analysis or some kind of experiments or survey data, and now they're using actual secondary data to predict forecast sales. I was just talking to my friend who works in Amazon, and they're already forecasting the sales for the Christmas season, and they're hiring statisticians to find out what will be the sales for toys or electronics in Christmas. The departments that should be involved would be mainly marketing and marketing research if they're separate. They should also be involved with finance departments or other more quantitative departments that will be involved in like funding the demand and so on. And nowadays it's kind of a mixture, because in marketing research it's not clearly just marketing folks, but also some kind of computer technicians or some kind of data analysts, statisticians are also getting involved in these kind of tools because it's getting more quantitative oriented.
I was stuck on a starry site. I was watching everything's divide. I was tripping on my own 2 feet. I was feeling like I got no sleep.